मंच पर विराजमान आज के मुख्य अतिथिगण, तल सेना के वरिष्ठ अधिकारी, अन्य सदस्य, उनके परिवार, इस सभा के मेंबरान, अन्य देशवासियों, भाइयों और बहनों, गणतंत्र दिवस के 74वां समारोह पे आप सबका स्वागत है। श्री षण्मुखानंद कला और संगीत सभा की ओर से हमारी सप्रेम नमस्कार, बसंत पंचमी की शुभेच्छा और आपके जीवन मंगलमय रहे और सदैव इस राष्ट्र का प्रगति के लिए आपका योगदान रहे। इस प्रार्थना के साथ इस शाम का वक्तव्य को आरंभ करता हूँ। जब देश की सीमाओं पे काले बादल मंडराते हैं तब अनायास वर्दी की याद आ जाती है, क्योंकि अपने ही सुरक्षा से हम चिंतित हो जाते हैं। पर जब देश पे शांति की लहर चलती है, वर्दी की क्या, देश की भी तो याद नहीं आती है। हम स्वयं अपने और अपने परिवार के कल्याण पे मग्न हो जाते हैं। और फिर जब राष्ट्र पर्व के दिवस, आज़ादी के दिन 15 अगस्त या गणतंत्र के दिन 26 जनवरी की समारोह आते हैं, राष्ट्र के प्रति एक नई ऊर्जा और उमंग पैदा होती है और हमारे वीर सेनानियों के बलिदान, साहस और परिक्रम की स्मरण होती है। क्या इन्हीं दिनों पे उनका याद आना चाहिए? हमारे शास्त्रों पे लिखा है, उद्यमं साहसं धैर्यं बुद्धिर्शक्तिर्पराक्रमः शटते यत्र दृश्यन्ते देवोपि तत्र दृश्यति। भगवान कहाँ विराजमान है? ये वैकुंठ निवासी तो सर्वव्यापी है। वो तो खेत पे मिलेगा, कलिहां पे मिलेगा। भगवान जो है बंदे इंसान पे मिलेगा। इंसानियत की दूसरी लक्षण है भगवत। और कैसे मानव पे ये भगवत होती है? इन 6 गुणों का वर्णन जिस मैंने किया था शास्त्रों का, उद्यम माने परिश्रम, साहस, धैर्य, बुद्धि, शक्ति, पराक्रम, जहाँ ये 6 समावेश है वही भगवान है, वही भगवान का निवास है। देश के दूर दूर गांवों पे, बस्तियों पे नन्हे बालक से पूछिए कौन है जिसपे ये सब गुण समावेश है, तुरंत आपको उत्तर मिलेगा, ये तो हमारे वीर जवानों पे है। इसलिए तो इस देश के सुरक्षा के रखवालों को भगवान का दर्जा दिया गया है और इनकी प्रति निष्ठा, आदर, आभार और आराधना सदैव रहना चाहिए। आज इस मंगल पर्व पर आओ हम सब मिलकर सौगंध तकाए कि इनकी बलिदान, इनकी निस्वार्थ सेवा के प्रति हम सदैव इनके ऋणी रहे। It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this pleasant and solemn function organized this evening to commemorate the 74th anniversary of our Republic. Not long ago, we celebrated the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and the nation took a pledge of Amrit Kal, a period of 25 years starting from 2022 up to 2047, where every arm of the nation and its subjects will strain every sinew to take the nation to its rightful place amongst the committee of nations, progress in all fields of human endeavor, and emerge as the most dominant economic powerhouse in this universe. And more importantly, a blessed land where poverty and illiteracy would be too marginal to be ever made note of. Let us renew that pledge that we took on the 75th independence again today. At the stroke of the midnight hour on the 14th of August 1947, when India awoke to life and freedom, the vision of the founding fathers and all those who were engaged in the nationalist struggle of liberating the country from the foreign yoke shifted as to how to govern this large and diversified nation. They gave unto us a constitution which defined the boundaries of the functioning of the state, the inter-se relationship between the 3 arms of the state, namely the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. They declared this nation as a republic on the 26th of January 1950. 74 years have rolled by since the nation was declared as a republic, have we made progress over these years? Have we addressed the burgeoning problems of illiteracy and poverty in this country? Have we reached the benefit of independence and the republic to the remotest corners of the country, to the poorest of poor, the marginalized section of the society? No celebrations will be meaningful unless the state guarantees to every citizen, wherever he is located, the basic necessities of life, namely roti, kapda or makan. The founding fathers of this nation constituted themselves into a constituent assembly and gave unto us this constitution, as she said at the beginning, as the largest written constitution in the world. It took the Constituent Assembly 2 years, 11 months and 18 days to discuss the various provisions of the draft constitution, and finally, after amendments, to put their seal of approval to the constitution on the 26th of November 1949. It took 858 days for India, after having become a dominion, following the withdrawal of the British rule from the country, to become a republic. On the 26th of January 1950, after two handwritten constitutions, one in Hindi and one in English, comprising of 595 articles and 8 schedules, were signed by 236 members of the Constituent Assembly, the nation was declared as a republic by the first President of India, Rajendra Prasad, as he unfurled the national flag and gave unto us this republic. And from that day, the Constitution came into being. Over these 74 years, the country has indeed made substantial progress in all fronts of human index. It has reached out to the poorest of poor and greatly uplifted people below the poverty line substantially. But then, for a nation of 1.4 billion population, and mind you, this is the most populous country in the world, just a month before, we went past China to become the most populous nation, to address the demands, the needs and the aspirations, the expectations of 1.4 billion is not an easy task, but that we have gone a long way. We still have a long way to go before we can reach the benefits of independence and republic to every subject of this nation. The year 2017 has been a watershed in the annals of this institution. India was celebrating the 70th year of its independence. The Sabha entered into a meaningful understanding with the Office of the General Officer commanding Maharashtra, Gujarat and Goa to celebrate both the national days, the Independence Day and the Republic Day, in a meaningful way for the welfare of the armed forces. While the 15th of August was devoted to the fallen soldier, the martyrs' families, the 26th of January is for the wounded warrior. Over these years, short years as they are, 31 martyrs' families have been honored and felicitated on the Independence Day, and 75 wounded warriors have been decorated, felicitated, honored, and become a source of inspiration for we ordinary citizens on this day. We had also substantially contributed to the paraplegic unit of the Indian Army and the Artificial Limb Center at Kidki to hasten the process of rehabilitation of the wounded warriors so that they are able to overcome the limitations of their body and their limbs and come back to normal life and lead the residual life with dignity. Last year, on the occasion of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, we had also given our award, the Shanmukhananda Award. Now, this award was instituted by us 5 years before to motivate the civil society to be of service to the armed forces in the defense preparedness of the nation and contribute in their own way to the functioning of the armed forces. To these unseen, unsung heroes and heroines of this country who had notable contribution to the defense preparedness of this nation, we conferred on them the Shanmukhananda Award. And last year, on the occasion of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, this award was given for the first time on a village, Apshigge village, which is the only military village in this country, in Satara district of Maharashtra. 75 war veterans from the village were honored on the occasion of the 70th year of Indian independence. The Sabha agreed to implement a project to provide a training school and a Vyayam Shala in Apshinge military village for the benefit of the large population, youthful population of Apshinge and its neighborhood, so that they are able to expand and enhance their competence to be able to meet the exacting standards of recruitment of the Indian Army under the Agnipath scheme. The Sabha entered into a memorandum of understanding with the General Officer commanding Maharashtra, Gujarat and Goa to provide free medical support and assistance in the field of renal and eye care, which is the domain of our institution, for all people of the armed forces, their families, both serving and retired, and also the martyrs' families. This journey of celebrating men in uniform continues. There can never be a better way to celebrate the Republic Day than to be in the company of those who secure the independence of this nation and guarantee the sovereignty of the Republic. We are delighted to have with us men in uniform, with their leader being with us over here today, along with people who had retired, their families, and plus, of course, the wounded warriors who are the delight, the lust and the shine of this evening, in whose presence this function is being held. To all these people who are being decorated today, not long ago they came eye to eye with the inimical forces, either in the line of control or the evil forces within the country. They vanquished them, came back victorious to tell us this indomitable courage, the story of indomitable courage and the selfless service of theirs to the nation. But then they were injured in their body and limbs to varying degrees, which defied normalcy in their life and confined them to their disabilities. They are raring to go back to action, either in the borders of the country or in whichever duty they were assigned before, but then they are no longer fit to discharge this responsibility. It is the duty of the government of the day and the civil society to ensure that they are rehabilitated as quickly as they could, provide them in a vocation of dignity, ensure that the residual life of these men who had served this nation with great vigor and selflessness, that they are able to come back to serve the country in whatever capacities that their bodies will allow them to do that. Our Sabha, in our own way, has addressed this task by bringing these men on the Republic Day to our Sabha to honor them and also give a small solatium. However symbolic this be, it's a true reflection of the love and affection that we have for the worthy. To the men in uniform, in their professional life in the armed forces, whether it is Thal, Jal or Vayu, to them there is no other family. The flag is their only companion. They breathe and live the tricolor. Both in life and death, the flag is inseparable from the men. When they come back victorious from the battlefields, holding atop the national flag to the joy and merriment of the fellow citizens, and God forbid, if they were to make the supreme sacrifice of their life for the nation, they are draped again in the tricolor, placed in the coffins, and brought to their homelands for their final resting in their own homelands. Again the tricolor is hoisted and the gun salute is given to them before they merge with eternity. Both in life and death, the flag is their sole companion. This tricolor of ours, the saffron in that, also represents the sacrifice of the forces. This flag of ours flies high, tall and proud, not because of the wind which bristles it higher, but it's because of the breath and the sacrifice of the countless number of the armed forces who have ensured the dignity and the honor of the national flag. झंडा ऊंचा रहे हमारा, विजयी विश्व तिरंगा प्यारा. We are grateful to God that we are blessed to be born in this nation. है तो देव भूमि है तो वीर भूमि है तो हमारी कर्म भूमि है, और सबसे बढ़कर है तो हमारी मातृभूमि है. वंदन है इस धरती का, अभिनंदन है इस धरती का, अर्पण है इस भूमि का, तर्पण है इस भूमि का. इसकी नदी नदी में गंगा बहती है, कण कण पे शंकर है. जिएंगे तो भारत के लिए, मरेंगे तो भारत के लिए. मरने के बाद यदि कोई हमारे अस्थियों पे कान लगाकर सुने तो एक ही आवाज सुनाई पड़ेगी, भारत माता की जय. इस सुविचार के साथ इस शाम की इस स्वागत वक्तव्य को विराम देता हूं. जय हिंद, जय जवान, जय किसान.